and this goes back to our quarterback rankings. Now Brady's out, so there's literally only one quarterback in the rest of the playoffs that has a Super Bowl ring that we could at least trust and say he's got that championship pedigree. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes. All these other dudes, bro, the script's being written right before our eyes. This is a new era of football, so we don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Outside of Mahomes, whoever wins Super Bowl, we're going to have a different level of how we look at. Like Stafford did it last year. Like, okay, we respect him a little bit more now because we've seen him accomplish it.
Because we're past the Ben Manning, Brady, Rodgers, Breeze, just knowing, all right, any of those guys, they're always going to be in the mix. We're past that now. It's a new era.
Absolutely, man. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know how any of these dudes going to perform. I guess outside of Mahomes.
We don't have track records on these dudes.
We don't.
How many times in the past you could bring up like Rodgers or Ben, Breeze, like their playoff record, how they do in the playoffs. It's like with these guys, right? Even Burrow, he's got like 4 playoff games right now under his belt, 5 including this Ravens game. Josh Allen, how many has he got? Like 4 or 5.
So, yeah, 4. This would be 5 coming up for him. Yeah,
it's so early. Lawrence only 1.
Yeah, let's see who.
Herbert was only 1.
Yeah. That game was crazy, too.
Yeah, it was wild.
That game was freaking crazy.
Purdy. Brand new.
He got 1? Carving out a roll?
Yeah, got 1 under himself.
Got 1 so far?
Yeah, who else?
We got waiting
Danny
on Hurts.
Dimes?
Waiting on Hurts.
Jeez. Yeah. Dak Prescott. This is only like his, 5th playoff game? 5th or 6th. He played really good. And then, Hurts. This is going to be his second.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
everything's new. I don't know how it's going to play out. Like, I was absolutely shocked. I was absolutely shocked at the Dolphins-Bills game. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, this is like the Bills still learning in the playoffs.
Yes, bro. You got to learn it, bro.
This isn't like Brady's Patriots or Big Ben with the Steelers. Like, all right, there's like whenever we played the Dolphins at home.
And it's like,
there's no shot this is even going to be a close game.
But you also think about it in the sense of like, you bring on it, that familiarity of being there and doing it repetitively, the feelings of, this is single elimination. What does that mean? Regular season, man, you can make a mistake. You can lose the game, and we can get back next week. Playoffs, bro, you got to be perfect. And even if it's not perfect, you better figure it out on the fly. And that's what I looked at in that Bills game, and I was like, they figured it out on the fly. And that's what you want to at least be able to do. If you can't have the perfect execution, because sometimes, man, the game isn't going to go perfect. Sometimes an injury's going to happen, call not going your way, another dude balling out. But with all of that, can you still figure out a way to win and advance? Because that's the name of the game at this level. And you think about, man, all the Super Bowl champs in the past. I'm sure if we go back and look at each of their games that they actually had to win in the postseason, you're going to see close games. You're going to see some games where it was like, dang, man, maybe that shouldn't have been as close, or maybe they should have blew them out, but it was a little bit uglier. That's a part of it. But nobody cares when you win it. And as long as you keep winning, that's all that matters. So for them, that's what you're supposed to do. You don't apologize.
You have another chance. It's a new game, new day.
Absolutely, you hit the reset button. And the thing is, all of these teams at this level are ultra talented. But as we talked about this season too, how many of these teams, just like how we said in Pittsburgh, are flawed? We're like, yo, they're talented, but still inconsistent here. Hey, they could do this, but hey, they got some flaws over here. All of these teams have that, but that's the beauty of why you got to have them 17 games making it count, because otherwise you never get the opportunity to see, can you put it together? Can you survive that? I know for Steelers fans, you look at that Ravens team, you look at that Dolphins team, you're like, man, we could have won those games. Unfortunately, we'll never know, because we didn't take care of business during the 17 regular season games. That's why it's so important to get to the dance. That's why you don't hear me and Deke talking about, man, I hope we won't make it to the playoffs this year, man. We don't deserve to be on no playoffs, man. Don't put us out of our misery, man. Just go ahead. Nah, because anything can happen in the playoffs. Anything can happen, bro. And that's the exciting part about it. That's why I'm like, I can't get with that mindset of like, I would have rather not been in the playoffs, or man, I'm so glad we didn't make the playoffs. No, the heck I'm not. Like, bro, you want to be in there because anything can happen. It's a one game. Best of one. Anything can happen in one game series, man.
Not going to front, though. I would have loved to see how we would have fared after seeing those AFC games.
No, absolutely. Because
Bills self-imploded. I feel like how we were playing down the stretch was perfect.
That's how you beat a team like that. Absolutely.
We weren't turning the ball over and we were playing solid defense.
Bro, I'm
so
sitting in the stadium.
If the Bills were going to give us 2 or 3 turnovers.
I'm sitting in the stadium. I said, you done turned it over twice and you gave them 6 points on a fumble recovery. I was like, yeah, that's not how you win. But they figured out a way to overcome that, and that's where you say, okay, You tip your hat to them, and that's what, if you're Buffalo, you say, all right, you say we played a bad game and still got out that stadium. We know we can't do that, but that's the wake-up call. That's the bullet that we essentially dodged along this journey. Every team going to have that, right? When Joe Flacco and them boys won the Super Bowl, they had that Denver Broncos bullet they had to dodge, right? The fluky at the end. It's like, bro, how'd that happen? Shoot, was Super Bowl 43, right? The Ben tackle? Was that was that year? No, that was 40. Okay. So you have the tackle. Oh, man, it's a fumble at the goal line. Everybody gonna have to have something. You're gonna have to have some type of something that works in your favor to just dodge that bullet. You don't know what it's gonna look like or when it's gonna happen, but you gotta dodge it. So for Buffalo, they dodged that bullet. For Cincinnati, their bullet was Tyler Huntley going over the top and that ball falling perfectly in Sam Hubbard's lap. He being fast enough, in shape enough, and him not calling that block in the back for him to go ahead and score. You know, that's how it is, man.
Yeah, and seeing that Ravens-Bengals game and thinking, hey, we beat that Ravens team on the road.
Yep.
And the Bengals are supposed to be the darling of the AFC North, and the Ravens went in there and completely outplayed them.
Uh-huh.
So you mean to tell me we wouldn't have stood a chance against either of those teams too?
How'd you feel watching Jacksonville and
Exactly.
the Chargers?
Exactly.
I'm like, bro,
you mean to tell me we
what?
couldn't have beat either of those two teams?
I'm like, what? Yeah. But that's the issue of not making it. That's the part when we talked about last week being frustrated. This was why, because you literally don't get a chance to see what could have happened. You don't get a chance to see. If these teams are playing like that, man, heck yeah, we could have beat any of those. But we also don't know what we would have looked like in a single elimination. Everything was on the line right here type of game. We don't know. And that's the part where, like I said, man, hopefully we'll earn that right to get this opportunity next year. But this is why you want these opportunities, man. This is why you want to be in the postseason. Never get that mentality that, man, it's better to be on the outside because of a draft pick, or it's better to be on the outside because we just pissed off that, you know, this guy's still here. And if it means this guy get fired, if we don't make it, let's get that happening. Nah, that ain't what you want, baby. That's a loser's mentality. You want to be in that thing. Because literally anything can happen, man.
Now, you talking about being in a do-or-die playoff situation, how would have we responded? I think the thing that would have benefited us, though, was how we would have been coming into the playoffs, because every game was a playoff game for the second half of the season.
The last four, essentially. I mean, especially the second half, but how we were operating and getting out of stadiums them last four as well.
So like we were dealing with that type of pressure in a way.
That's how you win in the playoffs, though. You had, when whatever has happened has happened. Okay, here's your chance to rectify it. Make a play. Bills were able to have a drive. Baltimore, they essentially were having that drive until they fumbled it, and that's ultimately how Cincinnati was able to get out of there. But it's like, you got to operate under pressure. Not everybody can do it, and not everybody can do it for 4 quarters or when it's those situations where you got to have it. So